Logan's father-in-law, Count Floyd, informs him that information has leaked within the neutral faction. He says the Clanes are stirring up the neutral forces, plotting to strike the rightful heirs from behind. As a result, the two factions have now formed an alliance for their own gain. Logan asks his father-in-law, "Are they already coming for our territory?" Count Floyd replies that they haven't departed yet but are assembling their troops. Hearing this, Logan realizes they could invade as early as next week. With little time to spare, every moment is critical. Logan thinks he was careless and became too relaxed. He had overestimated the neutral faction, assuming they would remain neutral as they did in his past life. But history has changed. His actions have created an irreversible, butterfly effect. This explains why they paused the civil war for a month after the battle at Heron Castle, using treason as a pretext to consolidate power on their side. If they secure the recipe for the new weapon, liberation, first, they will gain the upper hand. Deep in thought, Logan's serious expression worries his father-in-law, who asks if he is all right. Logan reassures him and ends the call, but not before the Count asks, "Do you have a plan?" With a scheming laugh, Logan replies, "Of course." This isn't entirely unexpected. He had considered this possibility, knowing the greedy nature of the nobles. Their thirst for power, he expected, would lead to betrayal sooner or later. The scene shifts to a massive field in the Clane territory. Victoria screams for people to clear the way, shouting, "Golems coming through." The farmers freeze in shock at the sight of the golems. One asks, "Is that kid controlling these golems?" Another, amazed that someone so young could wield such power, remarks that she looks about the same age as his daughter. The people quickly guide the golems to their destination, where large chunks of mud fall to the ground, forming tall, thick walls. The farmers call for the next batch of golems, requesting Sir Clayton to use his magic once more. Sir Clayton is visibly shaking from magical exhaustion, with sweat dripping from his forehead. A man named Hammer tells him, "Just about a dozen more times, and it will be done," to which the trembling mage replies that he's heard that 20 times already. Hammer retorts, "What's the point of a fine staff if you don't use it?" Sir Clayton falls silent, conserving his remaining strength. Logan's father observes the process, noting, "They are shaping golems from the soil of the northern mountains and using them as materials to build a rampart. I thought it was a brute force method at first, but the earthworks are truly rising into something formidable." He then glances at Sir Clayton and remarks, "It's the Earth Magic Tower, after all. They are experts in this grunt work." He instructs Logan to ensure the mages receive proper pay and vacation for their efforts. Looking at a map, Logan determines the rampart must be built on the eastern side of the new Clane plains. The Clane town is their well-known center of operations. If the allied enemies attack, they will likely aim straight for the town instead of wasting strength on the castles of the Bifrost plains. The rampart is essential for their defense. Worried, Logan's father asks if his master, the sword sage, has said anything. Logan looks away and replies, "No, not yet." Since the entire country knows the factions are targeting the Clanes, his master must be aware of the situation. However, Logan recalls his master's deep dedication to honor and decides he cannot force the sword sage's hand for his own safety. This is a hardship he must overcome on his own. Elsewhere, the sword sage, Logan's master, is seen chained by his honor, cutting a wall in frustration, unable to intervene. The Duchess watches him, worried and quietly despairing. A week later, Sir Clayton informs Logan that the rampart has been completed in less than half a month. Though its structure was simplified, it was made as large and strong as possible, complete with a moat. Impressed, Logan calls it splendid work. Sir Clayton hesitates before saying, "As the rampart's creator, this may be presumptuous, but I would like to name it Aegis." Logan muses, "The shield of the gods. It would be good if the gods truly stand with us." On the newly built rampart, Iliene orders the crossbowmen to aim at the enemies approaching from the east but to remain vigilant for any who might come from the north. The Knight Commander leads vigilant units 1 through 5. Victor tells his sister, Victoria, not to stray from him and their brothers. She tells him not to worry and to watch himself. A soldier blows a horn, shouting, "Enemies spotted ahead, coming from the east." Logan focuses his aura into his eyes to get a better look. A soldier identifies the approaching army by its lion flag. It's the Valtamir army. Another announcement follows. Enemy banner spotted in the south as well. The crossed swords. It's Douglas's army. From the enemy lines, Wiccan Kalayan grits his teeth in anger at the sight of the rampart. They claim they didn't want war, yet they built this massive wall behind our backs and lied to our faces. He begins to doubt that Logan is truly the sword sage's disciple. Addressing Juan Douglas, he says, "Your Grace, if you hadn't placed someone to watch the sword sage, we might never have realized their deception." Juan Douglas agrees. "I never imagined they were plotting such tricks, but they were always first on our list to eliminate after the war anyway. This works out just fine." With an evil laugh, he declares, "We will turn this mound of dirt into the Imclane's grave." Duke Voltimir also grits his teeth, calling the Imclanes damn bat-like traitors who have been deceiving him. His strategist reminds him of the war's true goal, to steal the Imclane's new weapon formula. Voltimir confirms he remembers and vows to seize it before that bastard Yuan does. Observing the enemy's numbers, Logan's father expresses doubt about their plan's success. Logan smiles confidently, and says it will work because the enemy is nothing more than a temporary alliance. He thinks to himself that they have ways to counter their aura, sirs. Raising his sword high, Logan declares, "We can win." He orders all troops to prepare for battle. Logan finds Aileen, his younger brother Victor, the mages from the Earth Magic Tower led by Sir Clayton, Logan's father, and the Knight Commander all wait for his command with determination. In a powerful voice, Logan screams, "Those who threaten the Imclane family will be cut down. Drive out the invaders with all your might."